All right, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Nonprofit Enthusiast Live, the weekly sessions where we talk about all things nonprofit. I'm your host, Lashina Williams, and I'm thrilled to be here today and joined by Miss Dolly Perez. Hey, Dolly.
Hi, hello everyone.
All right, so I am so excited because, well, first let me take a moment and thank our sponsor, and then I'm gonna go jump right into what we have. I'm trying to skip ahead. Okay, so our sponsor this month is a Roots Art Store, and Dolly's gonna be coming on later in the month and talking a little bit about Roots Art Store. So special thanks to Roots Art Store for sponsoring this month's lives. If you're looking for personalized jewelry, to show your loved ones appreciation, be sure to check them out, and we'll make sure that we drop that information in the chat box. And again, Dolly's going to be joining us later in the month, the founder of Roots Art Store, and talking a little bit more about this personalized jewelry. And if you stay tuned till the end, you'll find out about a special surprise that we have for opportunity to win some jewelry. So we'll talk a little more about that later. Um, so last week we concluded May's topic of year-end planning, uh, and we're getting ready to start this month's topic of marketing and public relations. So Dolly and I are going to talk a little bit about some tips when it comes to this area of marketing and public relations, just to kick off the conversation this month. But we do have some additional amazing guests that will be joining us throughout the month, and I encourage you to definitely make sure you tune into those sessions. In addition, we have a special giveaway today that ties into your homework, because you know we have homework after every session, so you definitely want to check it out, and I really feel like it's going to be beneficial for your organization. So, and you're hearing it first because you're tuning in live to our session. So thank you all so much for joining us. All right, so why is it important? And Dolly, feel free to chime in. I just want to talk a little bit about why it's important for nonprofit organizations to to make sure that they build their efforts when it comes to marketing and public and relations. Um, one reason I know, just thinking about is, of course, increasing visibility of your organization. You don't want to be left as the best secret in town. No one knows about you. I remember those days when we were first starting out. It's like, oh, I never, heard about you all or whichever. You don't want to be the best kept secret. So making sure that it helps you increase visibility. So that's one good thing. Another thing is building trust and credibility within the arena is really good. And just think about it, the places that you go, and I'm not going to name any certain places, but I know, like, for me, there's certain stores that I go to, and no matter what town I'm in, whether I'm here in Orlando or I'm somewhere else, if I find that store, I know that it's going to have the same quality, the same feeling, the same, because of their just knowing their brand. So by having your brand out there, you're able to build trust and credibility.
Definitely. And I want to jump a little bit,
Yeah.
and go a little bit back in when you were talking about increasing visibility.
Mm-hmm.
You can use, plenty of channels to do that. You can do, social media, which everybody is in social media. You
Mm-hmm.
need to have your LinkedIn, right? Your LinkedIn is the professional, like your resume, like that's
Mm-hmm.
the professional page that you want to have, and you always want to have that, on point. But you can use social media, you can use press releases, you can do events, and any marketing content that you create around that. You can share your stories. Always engage with people. That is going to increase your visibility when you're in social media. If anybody comments something, you comment back, you give a like, and you're always on it, right? And engage with your, supporters, not just with people that goes into your social media, but also with your supporters, with your volunteers, with your donors, because nonprofit are a community, right? And if you engage with all of them, it's gonna eventually increase that visibility. And when you're building trust and when you're building credibility, which Lashina was mentioning,
Mhm.
sharing with those people like your impact reports. And you can go back here in the group and you're going to find in the guides how to do it. There's a couple lives that talks about impact reports, how you can do it, and the importance of that. Because when people are just going to go to see your nonprofit organization, okay, they want to see what you're doing. And that's part of your marketing. That's part of your public relations, putting out there what you do, what's your impact. Those, testimonials is very important every time that you do an event, every time that you do anything. It doesn't matter
Mhm.
what it is. Try to record a video. The videos are so powerful. 30-second video, 1 minute video. These days, the shorter the video, the better. So it could be from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops, and then just a short testimonial. How do you like the event? What was the impact? How were you involved during the event? What did you saw? What was good for you? Like just short questions like what's your name? What did you accomplish? Um, why you encourage people to participate, all that is going to demonstrate the impact that you're doing. And guess what? That's content for your page. And put this in your mind, everything is content. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Maybe
Mhm.
you're at your house with your coffee, brainstorming. Take a picture. That's content. Put it out there because people know that you're working towards that.
Yep. I love it. I love it. And that is I love that you said like, okay, when you're drinking coffee, go ahead and take a picture. And I see that all the time. And those and with a really nice quote and like and I'm like, ooh, that's really deep. So that's a good example that you gave. Sometimes it's what we think we complicate the whole process a little. And sometimes it's something as simple as a behind the scenes while you're working, you're starting your day and getting ready to start your mission that you're sharing with others because you want to build that trust and credibility. And the other thing about that is if imagine if you haven't heard from the person the whole year, then all of a sudden Giving Tuesday come and you're like, all right, can you can you make a donation? The people that's following you or staying connected to you won't feel as connected or won't feel like they followed your journey because you didn't share it. So that's why this month, this is what we're going to be talking about, marketing and public relations, and just making sure that we're keeping it at the forefront of what we do. A lot of fundraisers will tell you how important it is to make their job a little bit easy. And if you're a fundraiser, go ahead and drop, any tips there, how you've seen marketing and public relations play a role when it comes to fundraising. I know for us, we whenever we have our toy drive every year, we put out some for our nonprofit. We put out some press releases. It goes out into the newspaper. And I remember one year we got a really nice donation at the end of the year, December 31st, and it's because they seen us in the newspaper. So we thought it was something simple, like, oh, this is what we do. Can you become a little accustomed to this is what we do, this is how we do it. But you definitely want to share it, the impact that you're having in the community. Um, and it helps you also, and you touched on this earlier, Dolly, when it came to like partnerships and collaborations. Other nonprofits will, being able to build those partnerships with different community leaders because they're seeing you out in the community. It's interesting that we talked about this. Oh man, if I thought about it, and maybe later on I'll see what I could do. There was a nonprofit that we worked with, and then this morning I woke. I'm just doing my scroll, checking my emails, trying to see what's happening, what my day is going to look like. So one of the emails was a newsletter from a state organization that I sit on a board with, interestingly. So I'm like, let me just go down and see what they're talking about today. And then it was featuring a local nonprofit that we work with in Nonprofit Enthusiasts, them telling their story on how they impacted youth in STEAM. And that just made me feel so good. Number one, not only just the news feature, but now another entity is sharing it in their newsletter about the work that they're doing, and the buzz is being created around the impact that they are having. So that warmed my heart, and then that just worked out with this month being marketing and public relation month, and then I just saw that story together, and it means a lot, because now even just me just reading it, I'm thinking, how can I help them? How can I do more? And I know other readers, as it touches them, maybe thinking the same thing as well.
Yeah, and sometimes, we need to keep in mind that we are a community, nonprofit organizations, and this is for everyone, even entrepreneurs, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes people have like this competition in mind, which we shouldn't have. We should see it as a community. And sometimes maybe you're starting right, and you don't have like an event, or you don't have like much to do, quote unquote. So just go out there, see where you can help, see where you can do a partnership, where you can collaborate with other organizations, because you know what, again, that's content, that's putting you out there, and you can build your page, you can put that out there. Everything is content, and more than that, you're building trust, you're building, community, and then you make connections, and then down the road the doors are going to open for you. But it's very important that you put yourself out there, that you expand that reach, that you access like new resources, expertise, networking with other people. Like, go to your to your community and see if there's a need that you can fill. Maybe not necessarily is specific what you do, but it's something that you can go and serve, because that's another thing that is going to build trust in the people that see you, because you're not just out there looking for a job or an event or something for you. You're there to serve others. And again, that is also content. If you go live like we're doing right now, and if you partner with someone and then you go live in another people's page, just get that video, chop it up, do like 1 minute videos, put them as a reel, and you're gonna have content for like over a month.
Mhm.
So as far as content, everything is content. Number one. Number two, you're putting yourself out there. Number three, you're attracting other people or supporters, like, oh, let me see what they're doing, let me see what they're up to, let me see if I can engage with them, let me see if I can volunteer with them, let me see if I can donate to them. So don't just see it in a little box thinking like, okay, I need to have this big plan, which you need to, but you will get there. Just start with what you have. Just go out there, put yourself in front of a camera. I know that for some people that's very difficult, right? At the beginning, we don't want to go in the camera, we don't want to do that. But you have to put yourself out there, because nonprofit is about connecting with people, like serving others. So you need to put yourself out there in some way. I know it's difficult, but I know you can do it.
Love it. And I can't wait, Dolly, until the end of the month when we come on some more and talk, because you talk about gems when it comes to social media and growing pages and doing all of that. Dolly is your person to go to. And then I love that you talked about and reusable content. Dolly knows how to make some reusable content. You record it once and it becomes everything, like you shared. It's a reel, it's a blog, it's all types of things off of one piece of content. So I can't wait until we dive deeper into that at the end of the month. So love it, love it. So that's some of the reason we just wanted, because we're kicking off the conversation of this month's topic of marketing and public relations. So we're not going too deep today, but just enough to let you know, tune into the entire month, as we'll be sharing different tips for your organization. You know what I like to share, that if you're like, oh my gosh, I got so many different things and different goals that I want to accomplish this month for my organization, try tying in, and you don't know which one to do, follow our theme. So if this month is marketing and public relations, make that your focus this month. Come to the lives. If you have questions, drop them in the chat so that we can help you navigate what you're going through with your organization. So definitely do that. So I'm excited because we have a special giveaway that's going to be happening. But first, we want to talk a little bit about 30-second pitches. right? So we think that is so easy. And sometimes for some, you're so used to having a platform where you may be speaking for minutes, hours at a time. But can you narrow that down into 30-second and really get to the meat of what you want someone to know? So, and Dolly and I are going to talk a little bit about the importance of having a 30-second pitch, and then what the framework looks like when it comes to developing your pitch. There are so many different ways of or frameworks that of developing a pitch out there. Find what's comfortable for you, but we're going to talk about some pointers as to what you want to include in that pitch. So, and then we're going to even show you a sample that I put together before this live. So y'all don't be too rough on me on a, on a pitch. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about introduction. So you definitely want to make sure that you have a concise introduction. And we know we hear it a lot when it says 30-second pitch, we think of an elevator. They call it the elevator pitch, right? You need to be able to go from one floor to the next floor and be able to say who you are, how, all of that really quickly. So making sure that your introduction is concise, very straight to the point, in the given time and that you may have with this individual that you just met. You want to share the next, Dolly?
Yeah, I mean, after you introduce yourself, you need to state what's the problem, the issue that you organization address. So you got to be clear what you do, what are those challenges, or those needs, those gaps in the community that you feel like. What is that specific thing that you resolve in your community?
Yep. And then you definitely want to include the impact, but make it quick. That story or that piece of information that you would like to share regarding your nonprofit. You want to share it. And you, of course, remember, we're doing all of this in 30 seconds. So make sure that you're able to articulate it in a concise manner.
Yes, and then last one is the call to action. Like, what is it if you have an event, for example, if you have like a class on Zoom, whatever is that you have at the moment, that's your call to action. If you don't have anything, like how can I help you, how can I serve, or go to my website, or here's my number, what's that call to action? Never leave it like just like that. Give them something to do. There's always need to be a call to action. What's going to be next? So you got to be clear and specific, like they need to know what they're going to do next. Either is an event, like I mentioned, or a website, or a phone number, or a text, or how can I serve you? You can, throw out that question. Is there anything that I can serve you? Is there anything that I can help you with? How can I serve you? So it's very, very important. Don't leave that place without a call to action.
Love it. And then within that, just making sure some things that you want to keep in mind too is sharing, if you can, if it is in your 30 to 60 second, your unique approach. What makes you different in so you can do that when sharing kind of the problem, your impact and all. What makes you different? Your beneficiaries, who are the people that you serve? Sustainability, if you want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you all do to sustain the work that you do as a nonprofit, you can do that. And of course, the call to action. And then there's storytelling could be something else that you incorporate within your pitch, talking a little bit about and sometimes it definitely depends on where you are, because a story might stem from just the very building that you're in. You could be like, this is the building I grew up in, depending on where you are. And then being your authentic self, not losing yourself in the midst of the pitch, just being you, showing your passion. Others can feel that passion when you're being authentic and just sharing what's on your heart. So definitely keep that in mind when developing your 30 to 60 second. I definitely recommend that you do write this 30 to 60 second down. Yes, for some it just comes naturally, but for others you have to really think through, what are the points I really want to get to? And then over time, as you end up in these situations where you need to use it, and it might be something as simple as and we'll tell you a way you can use it ASAP. So write them down, right? This is what my pitch is going to look like. I'm taking out this stuff, taking out that stuff, even though I would love to share it all, you can't within your 30 to 60 seconds, and kind of practice what that looks like. That might be doing a 30-second video, posting it on social media, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But making sure that you do that. So I'm going to show you all a pitch that I just put together.
Yeah.
And this actually is a pitch that I really had to deliver. It's many times that I've been in elevators, especially recently, with individuals, and they'll say, "Hey, what do you do?" So take a look. Pitch. So I had an actual real life elevator pitch I had to give, where someone was coming from another floor. We end up meeting each other on the second floor for me to get on so we could go to the first floor. So I didn't have 30 seconds to give my pitch, and they asked, "Oh, what do you do?" So here goes. Hi, my name is Lashina Williams, and I am a nonprofit enthusiast. I love all things nonprofit, and Nonprofit Enthusiast is a premier consulting firm matching nonprofits' passion with structure. What about you? And I always like to learn also about that person. Don't just stop at my elevator pitch. I like to ask, what do you do? Get their 15-second elevator pitch. And then from there, try to find our connection that quick. And in this situation, the connection that I found was amazing. One, I found out that they were a representative in our area, which was awesome. So we exchanged cards. And then also, I was able to find out that someone that he knows very well works with a company that our nonprofit has benefited from within the same year. So elevator pitches are real. I've seen it happen plenty of times. That's just one story. I had this happen in another building. So you definitely want to make sure that your pitch is crafted, well put together, so that whether it's 15, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, whatever you have, you're ready. All right, all right. So yeah, that was a real life example of me having to put the pitch into action. And I didn't have the full 30 seconds, and that's going to happen. So I'm going to hand it over to Dolly so she can share how you can deliver your pitch as homework today.
Yes, and before I go into that, I want to give you some tips, right? Because as Lashina mentioned, you will need to write it down and then record it. But some ways that you can evaluate your pitch, it will be like you record yourself, and then after you record yourself, you are going to hear your pitch without the video. So just the audio. And hear how you sound, hear your voices, hear how it goes up, how it goes down. If you need a little bit more emotion, how are you sounding, right? And then you're gonna see the video without the audio. So you're gonna watch your expressions. You're gonna watch how you put your face, your eyes, your hands, and all that. And then you're gonna take notes like, okay, I maybe need to do this, maybe need to do that, maybe I need to do this with my voice. And then you're gonna perfection that. And after you got that done, just look in the mirror, practice, 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 practice until you got it down, and then you're ready to go. Because practice makes perfection. And if you don't practice, then you will have that opportunity in front of you and you will not know what to say. So it's very important that as this month's topic, marketing and public relations, you put your pitch together and you show it to the world, at least to our Facebook group, right? At least to our community. So we are very excited to announce our incredible giveaway for this month. It is sponsored by Roots, our store, and Nonprofit Enthusiasts as well. So I hope you're ready to participate and stand a chance to win a Root Our Store bracelet that is gonna say "Give Back" on the bracelet, along with a $50 gift card from either Amazon, Walmart, or Starbucks. You're gonna have the chance to pick one of those stores for your gift card. So how can you participate? Number one, we're gonna post. We're gonna put a post here in the group. So you're gonna look for that giveaway post and comment "I'm in" because you are in. You need to be in. You need to practice your pitch to show your interest, and that you are in for this giveaway. Number two, you gotta record a 30-second video pitch about your nonprofit organization, and then remember those, points that we talked about. The introduction, what's your problem statement, the issue, the impact, call to action, right? And then you can go back and you can do a storytelling, unique approach and all that. Just pick something that's unique to you, but that's consistent in 30 seconds. And then you're gonna post it here inside of the group. You're gonna record it, you're gonna post it inside of the group where all of us, the member, can see it, can comment on that, and then we can build, a community. We can support each other. And then if there's anything that we can give you feedback so you can make it better, we will do it as well. And number four, you will need to engage with other participants here inside of the group by watching at least 5 videos from other members. And then you need to leave encouraging comments, any feedback, any good feedback, right? Constructive feedback that you want to give them. And remember, kindness goes along the way. So that's it. It's very easy to just you're gonna go to the post for the official giveaway. You're gonna comment there, "I'm in." You're gonna record your 30-second pitch. You're gonna post it here in the group, and then you're gonna engage with other participants, and then that's it. You're participating. So we are going to announce the winner in our final live of this month of June. So mark your calendars, so you have at least 3 weeks to post your 30-second pitch video, and then we're going to announce the winner. So basically, everybody that post the video is participating. So those are the rules. I hope you're excited. I hope that you practice your pitch, and don't be afraid. We're not going to be hard on you. We're going to be giving you a lot of love and then a lot of feedback so you can be better every day.
Love it. And if you know someone that should be participating, invite them to the group so that they can participate in this and share their pitch. And the cool thing about it, after this, you have content. You're going to have your 30-second pitch that you can put on your personal pages. You can put on your nonprofit pages. So this is not just for this giveaway. You'll also be able to use it for other areas within your organization to help promote this month. So definitely make sure that you do that. And a tip that came to mind that I do want to share before we close out today's session is from I've been to a series of TED Talk workshops, and one of the facilitator, she shared, and it's now with us doing a lot of Zoom and virtual presentations. One of the tricks to communicating effectively, and who knew that there's proper communications even virtually, right, is to look at your camera. So when you're recording your elevator pitch, there's a difference between looking at the screen and looking at other places, but you should feel the difference because it probably almost feels like I'm looking right at you when I'm looking at the camera. So that's a little trick when you're doing your 30 to 60-second video. Look at the camera. And just any of your content that can be beneficial. And I love that she shared that information. I'm sure you all feel the difference from this to this, right? So you feel the difference, Dolly, over there?
I do.
Yep. So just want to share that tip with you all. So once again, you can always come back and listen to the information regarding the tips that we gave for developing your pitch in the group. You can also always come back and look at the giveaway information, but we're going to be posting it in the group as well. So thank you all so much. Anything else, Dolly, that I may have missed before we end today's session?
No, I think it's just have fun. Don't stress too much. Just talk about what's your passion, what you're doing, and have fun in the process. Because at the end of the day, people want to see authenticity. And sometimes we just want to be like super professional. We want to sound like, this Hollywood people, but at the end, people want to see authenticity. People like to see backstage stuff. So just be you. Put your heart out there, but just create that page, that 30-second page that, it's gonna make people to turn their heads and say like, I want to talk to you. So have fun.
Love it. Yeah, I can't wait to see them. All right, everyone. So you got your homework for the entire month now. So we can't wait to check out your videos as you post them. So enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. See ya. Bye.
Bye.